biracial or biethnic? Because we need to stop confusing skin tone with lineage. Let's get the definition straight first, since folks love to remix them to fit the narrative. Biracial means your parents come from two different racial categories. For example, a black parent and a white parent. You're racially mixed. Cool. Biethnic means both of your parents are the same race, but from different ethnic groups. Like one parent is foundational Black American, and the other is Nigerian, Jamaican, Haitian. Still Black, just not the same culture, not the same lineage. Now let's talk about FBA. FBA means one or both of your parents descend from the Black people who were here before America was officially America. That includes enslaved Africans, freedmen, Gullah, Creoles, Black indigenous nations, all the people who bled, built, and birthed this country from within its borders. So yes, if you got one FBA parent, you got the claim. Whether you're biracial or biethnic, if your line runs through FBA ancestry, you're in. But don't get it twisted. Just because you have the blood doesn't mean you carry the culture. Because lineage is inherited, but identity is shaped. And most of that shaping happens in the home. If your mama's FBA, you were probably raised on don't touch nothing in that store. You know about hot combs on the stove, sugar and grits, that unspoken tension in a room full of elders. That's culture. That's not optional. But if neither of your parents are FBA, even if you were born here, you're not FBA. You're a Black person living in America. That's a nationality. FBA is an ethnic claim, not a geographic location. And this is where a lot of confusion comes in, because people assume Black American means anybody Black in America. But that erases who we are. We're not just Black, we're not just American. We're foundational. That means our ancestors fought in every war, paid taxes to a country that didn't see them as human, created entire genres of music, foodways, spiritual systems, and social codes that shaped this nation. Whether free or enslaved, we were here before the flag, the Constitution, and the border walls. So when somebody says, well, I'm Black too, cool. But are your people of this soil? Were they on the plantations and the protest lines? Were they fighting voter suppression in Selma and generational redlining in Compton? Or did they come here after the doors were kicked open by our sacrifice? Because Blackness is a wide spectrum, but FBA is a specific lineage. If you're biethnic, FBA plus non-FBA, that matters. You carry two different Black cultures, you carry complexity. Respect that. Same with biracial FBA. You got one Black parent who's foundational, you got the claim. But don't erase your non-FBA parent either, and act like you were shaped by a culture you only halfway understand. This ain't about exclusion. This is about accuracy. You can be Black and not be FBA. You can be mixed and still be part of this lineage if that blood runs through us. But don't just call yourself FBA because you think it sounds good. Call it when you live it, when you honor it, when you carry it with clarity. So next time somebody asks, are you FBA? Tell the truth, not just where you live, but where your people are buried.
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Guys, I haven't done a lot of research. I've come to the realization that it is not all Black that you see in America today that you can call African American. That is the truth. Because I've done a lot of stories on this platform whereby I said Blacks were actually everywhere all over the world. They are the first footprint of creation. So as they were in Africa, they were also in European parts, Spain, Portugal, even Russia. They were all over. Just name it. And there are Blacks that were taken from other places that were brought to America, and there were also Blacks also in America. It's a fact. So when I hear some Blacks in America saying that we are foundational Black America, they might be right, to be sincere. They might be very correct, because it is not all Blacks that were brought from Africa. Yes, there were some that were brought from Africa. Yeah, during the slave era, right? But it is not all Black. And I've brought to you today the real G's from ChatGPT, and ChatGPT confirmed this reality. I want to give credit to Jasmine. No, I mean, she did a very elaborate, research about that. I've been watching her content, and I've been meaning to, bring this. And when I saw some of the things work she has done, and I couldn't agree less. Let's go watch what Chat GPT said, and I'll be right back. Credit belongs to Jasmine Noor, so that you can go to that page and get more info about this story. So I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. But do me a favor, make sure you watch to the end. Yeah, so that we can begin the conversation around this. I'll be right back.
Black does not mean African. And if you don't believe me, go Google it right now. Type in, does black equal African? Google hits you with the real, no does not universally equal African, because black is a racial category, a social construct based on how people look, skin tone, phenotype, not origin, not culture, not lineage. Meanwhile, African is a geographic label. It means from the continent of Africa, which, by the way, includes white Africans, Arab Africans, and folks who don't even identify as black. So how does that work? It works because race is made up. It's a box they check, not a bond we share. See, they told us race was real to divide us, but then tried to flip it and say black means we're all the same. Nah. Black is a look. Lineage is a life. Foundational black Americans are not defined by race alone. We are defined by roots. Foundational means our ancestors were already here before the founding of the United States as it's known today. Not immigrants. Not visitors. Founders. Our bloodlines stretch back to the 1500s, 1600s, before 1776 was even a date worth remembering. Some of us were already here as Black indigenous peoples of Turtle Island, nations like Yamasee, Creek, Gullah Geechee, and Choctaw. Others were forced here through slavery, but not in the numbers they love to push. Less than 5% of the transatlantic slave trade came to what is now the U.S., which means a lot of us are not African by ancestry, but by assumption. Even those of us who do have some African roots, we evolved into something new. We forged a culture in the furnace of captivity, resistance, and brilliance that no other Black group on earth has lived through. We became foundational Black Americans. We are the children of cotton pickers and code breakers, of civil rights warriors and jazz architects, of enslaved mothers who nursed presidents and freedom fighters who burned plantations to the ground. Our identity is not just American. It is America's foundation. And don't get it twisted, we are ethnically diverse within FBA. We are Creole, we are Gullah, we are Southern Gothic and Northern Hustle, light skin to deep dark, straight hair to coily crowns. Our diversity doesn't erase our lineage, it proves it. And yet, every time we claim our uniqueness, here comes the fake unity patrol. But aren't we all Black? But y'all being divisive. But we come from the same place. Really? Is it divisive when Jewish Americans say they're not Italian? Is it divisive when Irish Americans trace their lineage separate from Polish or German ones? Is it divisive when Afro-Latinos want to be called Afro-Latinos? So, why is it a problem when we say we are not just Black, we are FBA? Let me tell you why. Because the moment we name ourselves, the tethers panic. Because if we're foundational, that means some of y'all are not. If we have claim, y'all might have to step back. If we draw a line, y'all might get left off the list. And here's the gag. We're not doing this to exclude you. We're doing this to protect what's ours. Because every time we let Black get used like a universal key, we lose access to our own house. Reparations, they water it down. Cultural credit, they remix it. History, they erase it under Black and brown, people of color, African diaspora. Nah, we're done being the unclaimed genius behind the scenes. We are foundational Black Americans. And that name ain't for fashion, it's for function. It marks a people who were here before the Constitution, before Ellis Island, before African Independence Day, before border walls. A people who had no home to run back to. So we built one right here. You don't have to like it, but you will respect it. Because while you trying to group us into a rainbow of struggle, we're over here tracing our roots through the soil of Turtle Island, pulling up deeds, names, freedmen rolls, and unbroken chains. So don't tell us we're all the same. We look alike, but we ain't alike. And the sooner y'all get that, the sooner we can stop fighting over race and start reclaiming lineage.
Wow, I'm sure that we have listened to what ChatGPT said, right? I mean, it's the truth. Like I always say, ChatGPT is giving you from what has been existing. ChatGPT will not just come on its own and give you what it feels that no. There are information on the cloud that ChatGPT, when you have ChatGPT question, you go to the cloud and surface, browse. We say, oh, this is it. And we bring it so that we can all listen. And that's what I mean. That's what I mean when I said whatever ChatGPT gives you is what is obtainable, is what has been existing. It will just go and fabricate story that has not been addressed or asked or that has not been stored. It has been stored. That's why ChatGPT is bringing it. And what ChatGPT said about the foundational Black America, those guys that said, no, we do not come from Africa, they might be right. And of course, I've heard a lot of people in my comment section saying that we are not from Africa. And this video is for them so that they can truly know that there's some set of people that do not come from Africa. They were not taken from Africa. There were some blacks in America. As a matter of fact, some of the people that did great things in America, some of the guys that ruled, the president that was before those guys that you know, they were actually black. And if they were black, it simply means that the blacks were already in America. It's as simple as that. See, this thing is very simple. It's as simple as that. But the rhetoric is that they don't want you and I to know, or people, people to know that there are people in America that were doing exceptionally well, and they are black folks. They want to believe that everyone that's in America today that did great exploit, they were brought from Europe and they are all white. You and I know that even the first president in America is a black person. Go on. I mean, I learned that about six of them before they started presidential system of government whereby they vote. This is the first of six president. They were black, but those guys were not included. It just made it look like, oh, when America started, the people that see a lot of narrative has been twisted, has been changed that by the palm cover of people. They don't want to acknowledge, they don't want to give credit. They don't want to ascribe the credit to the black people that they've been in America, they've been existing, they've been doing very well. They don't want to do that. That is what it is. And I couldn't agree less that truly some black folks that are in America were already there, and some also taken from other places, not only Africa. So if they say that they are foundational black America, they may be right. And I think they are right because, come to think of it, blacks were actually everywhere on the surface of the earth. Blacks, let me say it again, blacks were everywhere. They were everywhere on the surface of the earth. They are not only from Africa. And guess what? It is not the only it is not only Africa that has black people then. Are you also aware that the Israelites, they were also black then? So that goes to show that some Russians who are black. Let me also bust your bubble. Do you know some of the kings that we know, King James and all those guys, they were black. Of England, they were black. You see? So the narrative that, oh, everyone in America, black came into existence in the 16th century. There's not like white to black. They started using the white propaganda in the 16th century. So it simply means, and has America been existing before? Yes, it has been existing. People were there. I mean, a lot of things were happening. So it goes to show that the people that were actually in America, in that land, were black folks. You see? So I agree with ChatGPT. And of course, this week, some of the black FBAs that are on my chat, they will be very happy that I'm bringing this out. And this is my pleasure for you guys to know that I agree with you guys. That's why I said, I mean, the black folks in America, they are a great influence. They've done a lot of works for migrants from Africa or blacks generally, because they've done a lot of work. They've gone to a lot of stuff, persecution, traumas and all that. They fought, they spoke, and they now created a platform whereby every other black can come and leverage on. The reason why you see some of the immigrants, people that migrate from Africa and other parts, they come there within few years they've succeeded. It's because of the works that the FBAs have done, the black Americans in America. So I always want to acknowledge this and give them the credit. Because when you were like, I did well, no, they are the ones that did the work. But that's another gist for another day. So ChatGPT has confirmed it. But if you disagree, if you have a contrary opinion, let me know at the comment section. Let the conversation begin. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for staying tuned. And of course, today is your first time. Do me a favor, like this channel, subscribe, and let this video go viral. Let people know that now we know that there's some black folks in America that are doing very well. So you guys don't tell us what is not the truth, the white narrative. No, we know blacks were doing very well in America before other blacks were brought in as slaves. Thank you. Stay in peace, stay in love, and avoid trouble. That is what I always say. And thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.